Hi guys, welcome back to the Hot Tea Podcast with, I was gonna say Kiwi, with Raven. Goodness, no, that's not my name. With Starlight
and Kiwi.
Okay, let's unpack today because we had a day. I'll let her go first.
Today's Wednesday, guys. It's the 22nd.
Yeah, show them.
Well, my thing's like
kind of bright. It's the 22nd, and it's.
Oh, see, it's like
12:24. They saw. They saw. She a little gassy. My belly button itches. So yeah.
It's Wednesday, October 22nd, guys, and it's 12.
Yeah. Where should we start?
I think we should start with, it's been a hectic week and it's only Wednesday. For y'all that don't know, the last video that was supposed to be uploaded, but I don't think we did upload, which is...
I never went back and did it, but like I edited it and then we exported it. And then, like, it had no volume, so I'm going to have to go back and re-edit and then post it. If it's still not working, and then I'll just unedit. It would be unedited.
It was a technical issue, so, like, it wasn't none of our faults. Like, we did what we needed to, but then we got these jobs and got busy. So, in that job, in that video, she was telling y'all how she was still working at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
But she got... Overnight. She didn't get let go from there, but she just decided to, like...
Yeah, because...
Job search.
Yeah, I just started to job search, and then we got this job together that was gonna pay $18 an hour, but they tricked us with that. So if y'all are ever walking by, make sure that call them and ask them, is it $18 an hour straight up, or is there like little hidden whatever,
like tactics that you have to do in order to make that much money?
Yeah. It was a good job. Everything was going fine.
Well, so tell them it was last Wednesday, right?
It was last Wednesday.
Been a whole
we got hired. Yeah, we got hired. And we started Monday, right?
Yeah, we went Wednesday for the application. We filled it out. The lady hired us on the spot. She told us to come in on Monday for training. And then, like,
we trained for 2 days. Also, yesterday, my old coworker that never liked me, for whatever reason, it's because I'm real and she's fake. Anyways, she went up there to this new job that I'm at, and she had lunch with her mom, so her mom works there. But yeah, so that was kind of weird. That was kind of weird. Yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on. I stopped going to Taco Bell, so I technically got fired. They told me, or he texted me, my manager from there, and he was like, hey, like, since you didn't come in yesterday, if you don't come in tonight, then we're gonna have to give you another write-up, which is gonna lead into termination. So I stopped going to that job because I got this one. But so I didn't get fired. I kind of quit because I got a better job. But so that's kind of what's been going on. But today,
today...
Oh, let's unpack today.
So basically how she said, we got hired Monday and that was our first day. So Monday we started and that was a training day. We weren't on phone calls at all. Also, we are kind of bad at mentioning things. So the place that we got hired was a call center. And
we sell insurance.
They told us that, like, everything was going to be fine. They were going to train us. Like, we didn't have to worry if we messed up and things like that. And so, basically, Monday was just training. We were in the back room, and he was kind of, like, going through a packet with us and, like, explaining things. And then the thing with this man, though, is that, like, he talked really fast. And when he would write stuff down on the board, he wouldn't even let us, like, write it all and copy it. He would just, like, erase it
really quick.
Yeah, like, he would write it, and then we were probably, like, midway to writing down the notes that were on the whiteboard, and he would erase them. And so, like, he was just, like, talking very fucking fast, and he was not explaining things. He wasn't slowing down to explain things. Like, once he said one thing, that was it. So, like, that kind of sucked, and we were kind of, like, lost a little bit, but it was our first day, so we're like, it's okay, you know, like, we're gonna come back tomorrow, everything. So we went back Tuesday, which was yesterday, and yesterday he had us, like, sitting and listening to other people's calls, and we were just, like, kind of, you know, seeing what they do and how they talk, and he had us listening into calls too, and it was all good, you know. He kind of, like, explained a little more to us about, like, things that we're supposed to do. And then today he said we're going to be on the phone calls. Well, yesterday, though, before we left, he asked us if we were ready to be on the phone calls. And I told him no. I was like, I don't feel like I'm confident in, you know, being able to take phone calls yet because I've worked at a call center before and I let them know that. But the call center that I worked at, they gave us 2 weeks of training. They showed us like on computers. It was like a class of 30 people, and we had 2 instructors, and they like explained things to us very precisely. They took their time. If we didn't have any like if we weren't understanding something or we had questions, they would personally come to our desk. They'd explain it to us. If we didn't get it the first time, they'd explain it a different way. Basically, they explained everything to us until like they knew we understood it, no matter how long or how many times it took for them to explain it to us. So like there,
they were very patient.
yeah.
with
So
you.
there it was very good. And then we also watched modules, and like we just like went through a whole process of like different things to do, different things not to do, and that was in 2 whole weeks. And before we even got to go on to the call center, the call floor, they made us do like practice calls, and they listened to them and they're like, okay, these sound good, you know, so we're gonna go ahead and approve y'all to go to the call floor. And so like there, it was just very nice when it came to like them explaining and making sure you were comfortable. And like everyone of all ages worked there. Even there was this one lady, she was, I want to say in her late 50s or early 60s, and I'm not saying that's old, but she thought that she was old. And she's like, I'm just this, and this was her words, she was like, I'm just a stupid old lady, like I don't understand computers and I don't understand all this like new technology, so I feel like I'm gonna be really bad, I should just not try. And our instructor, he told her, he was like, no, don't say that about yourself. He's like, it doesn't matter what age you are, you can always learn, and if you're not getting it, we're willing to teach you. So he literally helped her the whole time that she was there. And then she eventually got it. Like it took her a while, of course, but she got it because he took his time, and he's like, you're going to get this, like don't say that you're not good or you're stupid. He's like, everyone, if y'all have never done this before, you're new to it, so you're not going to know everything right off the bat, and that's okay. He was like, when I first started, I had no idea about anything. And so like there, they actually cared and took their time and stuff. And here, like we said, he only trained us for 2 days, and it was like barely even training because he talked so fast. He literally got done with the packet like this thick within like 25 minutes, and he expected us to know and get everything. And he would like write stuff down, erase it. We didn't even get the chance to like copy it, do anything. And then like that was all. So today was going to be our first day on calls by ourselves. They took us to the floor, we got logged in and clocked in, and I was like on one call. And of course, like it's my first day, and I was a little panicked, which like it's normal for anybody to feel
But
nervous.
she let them know that.
And I did. I told him, I was like, I'm on Tuesday.
Like literally yesterday during class, she was like, I'm not ready, because he was like, are y'all ready? And I was like, I think it would be good training for me if I did get on the phones and see where I messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But her and the other lady in our class, they were like, no, like we're not ready at all. And he was like, okay.
And he was like, okay, but then after like you had went to the restroom, he's like, you're gonna be fine, like just go ahead and try, like you're gonna be fine. So I was like, you know what, I will try, like I'm not gonna just give up, but I'm nervous, and I let him know that. So today I got there and I was nervous, and I put on my headset. Well, first of all, he didn't even come to log me in. I've never been on these computers before, or like I don't know what to do. So I waited, and I had to ask the girl next to me to log me in, and she was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So she helped me. And a lot of times you get voicemails, so I was getting voicemails. Well, then when I got to a call and the guy actually answered, I was like, hello sir, like are you whatever his name was. And we got to talking, and everything was fine. And I kind of got a little confused though, because he had said that he had like marketplace insurance, which is like through the government sometimes, and when it's through the government they get like subsidies sometimes, so like we can't help them, you know, because they get low discounted rates for their insurance and stuff. So I was just like asking him some questions, and I got confused and overwhelmed, and there was no one around that I could ask because everyone else was talking and busy. So like I ended the call with him, and then she had stood up and she was like trying to like ask me if I was doing good, and I was like, I think I want to quit, like today's my last day, I'm gonna quit. And like with me, when I talk to her, sometimes she knows I'm playing, but the girl that works there, I'm just gonna say her name's Miranda. She's like a supervisor of the floor. There's her, and then the guy that trained us, and then there's like the people above them. and she heard through my headset, because since we're new, I guess they were listening to us talk. And I was like, I'm gonna quit, but like she kind of knew like I was sort of playing but sort of serious. And then the girl next to me that helped me log into my computer, she was like, if you need any help with anything, just let me know and I'll explain it to you, or I'll try to help you, because she was like, I've only been here for 2 weeks, but I understand like feeling lost or not knowing what to do. And I was like, thank you so much, like thank you for understanding. So she is the one who started talking to me. She was like, hey, how do you know her? Because like we were across from each other, and how she saw me and her talking, and how we were talking the past 2 days when we were there for training. She was like, how do you know her? And I was like, well, we're sisters. And she's like, really? And like she kind of looked at me like she didn't believe me. And I was like, well, we're related, but like we grew up really close, so we're sisters, and we say that we're sisters. And she's like, I get it. So anyways, I guess Miranda, the supervisor, could hear me talking, and she heard me tell her that I wanted to quit. And then she heard the girl next to me talking to me about her. And she came over and she's like, hey, you're new, you're on the floor, like you're not supposed to be talking to people next to you. Don't even worry about having side conversations. She's like, you need to get leads, and you need to look at your screen in front of you, like you need to focus. And I was like, oh, I understand, like completely, like I'm sorry, like I literally said it like that. And she's like, okay, well then I don't know what you're doing. She was like, look at your computer. She's like, there's no side talking or no this or that. She's like, you're new, you don't need it, you don't need to be talking or being involved in no side conversations. And then she told the girl next to me, like, don't be talking to her, and like y'all need to quit talking, like y'all need to start getting leads. And leads are basically where they you go through the whole prompt with them, and if they agree for you to call them back to like get a free medical quote, like, and they say yes to everything, that's a lead. Because I guess it's a possibility that like they could get their,
Get them for insurance.
yeah. So she was like, y'all need to worry about getting leads and this and that. And so then like I guess, and she heard that I had told her that I wanted to quit too. She was like, hey, pause your thing and come over here to where she was sitting. So I did pause and I went over there, and she was like, hey, if you're gonna quit, just let me know right now, like don't even waste no more time. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I can hear you through the headset, and I heard you telling her that you wanted to quit and stuff. And I was like, yeah, if I'm being honest. And she was like trying to intimidate me, and like she was talking down to me like I was a child. And I was like, yeah, if I'm being honest, I did want to quit. And I told her that I felt like I was gonna quit, or like today was gonna be my last day.
And if y'all don't know, like that is one of Kiwi's biggest pet peeves, is being talked to like a child. Like, we're not stupid. We know what you're saying. And also, one more thing before I let you continue. Just because you're pregnant doesn't give you a right to be a fucking bitch, ho. If I catch you on this... Anyways, that's a threat. I can't say that. But, yes. Like, I've met some nice pregnant women, and then I've met some rude-ass pregnant women. But just because you're pregnant doesn't give you a right to be a bitch. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, so she was talking to me, and she was like, just talking to me like a child, and like very condescending. And she was like, if you don't want to be here, that's fine, but don't waste our time. She was like, I heard you talking to her. You said you wanted to quit. You said you didn't want to be here. And I was like, yeah, I did say I wanted to quit. I was like, I'm being honest. I was like, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing fully. And I literally told them that. I was like, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing fully. I was like, I'm not getting it. I was like, it's a lot of information to soak up for 2 days. I was like, and me, I kind of learn a little slower, and like, I'm just not fully confident in myself. So if I'm not fully confident in myself, I know that I'm not going to be able to help the people on the phone properly and talk to them. And she's like, okay, like I understand that. And I was like, I do understand though. I was like, I do understand though that this is a good opportunity, and like that the people here like it. So I do want to give it another try. Because she was like, so you just want to quit? And I was like, no, like I understand this is a good opportunity. Like everyone likes it here, and everyone got a hang of it. And I was like, so I do want to give it a try. Like I'm not saying that I'm just like giving up, you know. I was like, I know I said I wanted to quit, but if y'all are willing to like work with me and understand, like, then I'll stay. Because she was like already drawing up a resignation thing for me, like, here, just sign this so I could like this letter of resignation for me, and you'll just be done. And then like when I told her that, she was like, okay, well let me talk to Carrie. So he's the other supervisor who trained us. He came up to us, and she was like, she wants to quit, but she's saying that like she doesn't understand it, but like she's willing to give it a try. Like she just needs more practice and training. And he's like, what do you need more training for? He's like, everything that I've trained you for, like we've already gone over. He was like, I went over the whole packet with y'all, I told y'all like everything y'all needed to know. Y'all were on the floor listening to people. He's like, what more can I train you? He's like, it's black and white. Like, what are you not getting?
Literally, like, I'm not saying that we're fucking slow, but we are slow learners when it comes to certain things. Like,
yeah,
not everybody is like, what is that, photogenic memory?
mm-hmm.
I think that's how you say it. Like, not everybody has that to where they could just like get it on the first
or like
try.
just good memory where they're gonna like remember every single thing that you told them.
And then on top of that, like when he was training us, he was giving us so much unuseful information. Like, bitch, like just tell us what we need. One limp curry. Anyways, like just tell us what we need to know. Like, don't give us all this other information, because he was giving us so much information. But like, and even like he told us like, you have to talk to these people like they have Down syndrome. Like, bitch, then talk to us like we have that. Like, we don't. But like, bitch, you have a son that has Down syndrome, so like train us like you're training your son, because that's what we need. Like, what do you mean, what do I need more training for? Bitch, you only trained us for 2 fucking days. And props to the girl that was in the class with us, because before we left she got 5 leads, which congratulations to you. I hope it works out for you. But bitch, like, no, like, y'all aren't gonna disrespect my sister and just think that shits and giggles. Like, no, fuck off, fuck you, fuck your fucking can. I hope you trip. And anyways,
so
like,
after he told me that, he was like, everything's black and white. Like, what more do you need? Because I've already trained you and gave you all the tools you need. I was like, I know, like, I understand, like you said, you trained us and everything. I was like, I'm just a slow learner. Like, I need visual and physical, like I need vocal training and physical training, like, to get it and learn, you know. And then she was like, he gave you vocal and physical training when he was training you in the class. And I was like, okay, I understand. And so she's like, so you're gonna quit? And he's like, well, don't quit. He was like, I told you could be really good at this job. Like, I believe that you could be good. And he was like, just try again. Like, do you want to try? He was like, I don't want you to just quit. And I was like, you know what, I will. And like, I was on the brink of like wanting to cry, because when I get overwhelmed or like I get upset, I want to cry. It's not because they hurt my feelings or whatever. I was just more like upset, like, at the whole situation. So like, I was on the brink of crying, and I was like, you know what,
so angry that you just want to cry, like, that's how we get.
I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just try. So I told him I'd try, and then like everyone around like could hear. So there was one girl that she's like, don't give up, like, you could do it, like, you could do it. And then someone else told me too. And then Crystal, she was pretty cool. She came in, like, gave me a hug, and she told me that like I could do it and everything was gonna be okay. So like, I was like, you know what, it's gonna be okay. So I got a few more calls, and then one they said was like a lead, because I had talked to this guy, and so
got all his
they
information.
gave me that lead, and they're like, see, you're doing good. And like, I started to feel a little better. And then after our first break, I was like, you know what, it's okay. So I started like answering more calls and talking to people, and I was going through the prompt, like, and everything that they were telling me. And then there was probably like 10 more minutes till lunch, because it was like 11:49 or 11:50, and Miranda, she like, I guess, called me, but I didn't hear her. So Carrie, he was like, Sarah, he was like, log out, because, you know, we go by our real names at the job. He was like, log out, you need to come over here. And I was like, log out, because like usually when they call me or like tell me that they're gonna explain something, you just pause the calls.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So I logged out and I walked over there. And as soon as I walked over there, like, they didn't even try to explain nothing or whatever. He was just like, here, we're gonna have you sign right here. And I was like, for what? And he was like, it's your resignation letter. And he was like, we're letting you go. And I was like, you're letting me go? And I was like, well, can I ask why? Like, what the reason is? And he's like, you just sound like you don't know what you're doing. And like, Miranda was giving me like a bitch look, like she was annoyed with me. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, so that's it? And he's like, yeah, like, we listened to your calls and you just sound like you don't know what you're doing. And he was like, and then that lead that we thought you got, he said at the end that he was not interested. So he was like, we pulled it, it's not a lead. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, so just sign here. So I signed it. And then he's like, if you want to try again in 3 months, you can. And then I was like, okay. And I was like, well, do you mind if I wait, since it's almost lunchtime, so I could tell my sister like that I'm leaving and stuff, and I could get my stuff from her? He was like, no, that's fine. So I went to the restroom, and then I waited for a few minutes, and then I told her like to clock out, because it was like 11:59, but I guess she was on a call or something. So I just went to the break room and waited for her. And when she got in there, I was like, hey, they let me go. I was like, oh, my mom, like, they let me go, I'm not lying to you. And so like, she was like, really, and this and that. And
I was like, what the fuck did you mean they let you go? And she was like, they let me go. Like, I'm so serious. Because we do play around a lot with each other and stuff. Like, even when I was working at Taco Bell, I came home one day and I was like, they fired me, Sarah. And or Kiwi, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
I was like, they fired me. And she was like, what do you mean they fired you? Like, for what? And she was like, Starlight, like, I know we play around a lot, but please tell me you're joking and stuff. And I was like, no, they fired me. And then, like, we conversated about it and stuff, and I was like, no, I'm just playing and stuff. But, like, no, like, I was like, what do you mean they fired you? Like, what do you mean they fired you? And she was like, they fired me. Like, they told me to sign, and I signed, and they fired me. So she was like, well, like, see if he'll let me use his hotspot to call, like, our ride and stuff. And I was like, no. Like, I was like, well, hold on, like, we'll just, like, walk home together and stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna go sign to, like, let them know that I'm quitting and stuff and everything. And she was like, no, Starlight, like, don't. Like, and I was like, what do you mean no? Like, if it was the other way around and they fired me, you know that you would be like, no, I'm not gonna stay here. And I told her too, I was like, I'm not gonna stay somewhere where my sister's not welcome. And there was another guy in there, another employee, and then Crystal, which she's another employee, man ass bitch. Anyways, she's another employee.
She wasn't totally mean to us though.
I'm just mad right now, guys. So a lot of people that I go for, I'm not really mad at them, but Miranda and Curry, they can both get it. Anyways, catch me on the street limping to